morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to my craft room. Today we're going to be talking about some simple bracelets that you can make. I'm just going to go through a couple of examples and give you a little bit of advice. I thought a lot about this video this week, and I got really bogged down in what I wanted to teach you. And in that, I had so many ideas for jewelry, and I knew I wanted to do a jewelry tutorial because I didn't want to teach another sewing lesson this week. But I got really hung up on style and type, and I recently lost some jewelry that I really loved. I like wearing stacked bracelets. So I wear a couple of different styles of bracelets when I wear them. But I recently lost a couple of my favorite bracelets, so I remade those this week and thought about some other friendship style bracelets. And anyway, we'll just go through a few of them. This is one that I made with my Cricut machine. And it was a pattern that was already on there, and I just added snap closures. Looks really cute on the wrist. These are some that I made this week while getting bogged down. Some friendship style bracelets. This is just a simple fishtail embroidery floss bracelet. I added clasps. This one was hemp, a clasp to that one. I don't really like clasps because I have a hard time getting them on my arm. This is one that is wrapped, and I just simply tied them in knots kind of periodically throughout it so that they're even. Tied that's deerskin cording. And I just tied it in knots, added a clasp again. I don't wear it much because it's got a clasp. This is one that I lost, and I wore this a lot. So it's just and I didn't want to teach you this one because it involves sewing again. So I just took a piece of quilted fabric, added this was a ribbon type buttons on a ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby, and then some lace on the side and a snap closure. So this one I wear all the time. Here's a rope style, bohemian style, scrappy kind of bracelet that I just added a magnetic clasp. Wear this all the time. These are the two that I lost. And then you can just make simple this is just a button and some elastic cording. Really simple. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about is there's so much out there. It's really hard to get pinned down to just one thing or one type of thing. So really think about it before you go to the craft store, because I spend money like crazy when I go to the craft store. We all do. But if I don't have a definite plan in mind for what I want to make or what I want to teach now, I need to stay out of the craft store and just really make a plan. So today we're going to put together one of these because I needed a new one to match. And we're going to put together just a couple little button simple jewelry. All right, stay tuned for our first tutorial. You're just going to need some buttons. I like the kind with 4 holes just because it comes out a little bit better. You can do it with 2 holes. You just feed the elastic. Let's do both. Let's do a 4-hole button. And you're just going to need some elastic cording. I I don't even know where I got these. I've had them for quite some time. They've been in my stash. But we're just going to take a long piece of cording, probably, well, let's wrap it around our arm and see. I like, so let's leave a good long tail on it. So let's see how long that is. Let's snip it off. There. So our cording is about 18 inches long. And all you're going to do is simply, let's do it on this pink so that it really pops. Simply start in the back, feed it through, feed it through again, of course, fingernails don't help. No, they're great. Okay, then we're going to leave a tail. Well, a loop, I guess. Feed it through the back again. Oh my goodness sakes. Feed it through again. Then once you've got it like that, I've left a really long tail. You're just going to simply tie our square knot. Right over left. And left over right. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, tie it really tight. I'm going to cut off those ends. I don't mind that little knot in the back. You might want to put a little dab of glue right on your knot just to keep it secure. And there we are, our cute little button bracelet. Adorable. I probably should have made my, well, twisted it a little bit better, but you get the idea. Just simple, easy. The next style we're going to do today is our corded bracelet. And you're just going to take three pieces of cording, a strip of fabric. This one's about an inch wide, a little less than an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And you're just going to dab a little bit of glue. I've got some, ooh, sorry, shaky camera. Sorry about that. Super fabric adhesive by Aleene's. And I put a needle in the end just to keep it closed because, and of course that needle's going to stick to my fingers. So you're just going to put a dab of glue here to start. And then just start wrapping your cord. Here, let me move these other ones out of the way. Wrapping your cord around till you've wrapped it all the way down to the end. Make sure that glue holds. Of course, I'm not waiting. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Make sure it's a good tight wrap because you don't want it to come undone or the wrapping to come unfrayed. Sorry, I bumped the camera again. Okay, let me wrap all 3 of these nice and tight. And I'll come right back. Okay, so I've wrapped all of my cording. I don't want you to worry about this fraying too much. We'll cut that off at the end. And then what you're going to do is match up the top of your cording just in a line like this. Grab yourself a binder clip and just clip them all together. Okay, and then just simply braid it. Everybody knows how to do a simple braid. Just try to keep it nice and tight if you can, without it slipping off of the clip there. Nice tight braid. And try to keep it semi-straight. Sometimes when I'm braiding, I tend to veer off to one side. Try to keep your braid tight and nice and straight. See how I kind of curved there? I want it to be straight. Okay, let me finish braiding this off camera. Nah, I'll just finish it up. It's quick. Okay. So I've come to just about the end here. And I want to measure and make sure that it's going to fit me. My wrist is about 8 inches with the clasp. So I think that's going to be just about perfect where it's at. I've got a weird tuck there. Okay, so once you get to the end here, what you're going to do is make sure that you've got all 3 ends that will fit in this tiny little opening. So you've got to make sure it's really, really snug in there. And then clip that off right there, so that you can fit all 3 ends in there. I'll come right back and show you. Okay, so I've got all of my ends all the same. Geez, and then I lost it. all bunched up together in the same width. I put a little dab, I'm turning the wrong way, of glue. I don't know if you can see it, in my closure, in the end of my closure here. It's E6000 that I use, and I just use these little tubes because I find that the big tubes go bad before I use them, so I buy these little tubes now. So all you're going to do is poke that into that glue so that it's really in there good. I even make sure you get all 3 ends in there good. And I even take a little pokey tool. Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. And I'll poke. Sorry, off camera. I'll just poke them all down in there. So I make sure I've got all the ends covered and poked into that little tiny opening. Okay, let me get that all poked in and I'll come right back. Okay, I did have to poke and finesse and really get all 3 of those ends in there, but they're all 3 in there. And then you're going to want to do the same for the other side, with the other side of the clasp. We'll fill that full of glue. Lots and lots of E6000. Big dab of it. It's pretty full in there. Use a lot of glue because you don't want that to come undone. So we're going to do this other end. I'm going to poke that down in there. Whoops, make sure that it's even. Nice and tight. And I'll get that other side poked in there and I'll come right back. Okay, so I've got the other side of our bracelet poked in there really good. Now you're gonna want to let this dry overnight. I would suggest a good 6 to 8 hours of dry time, so just to make sure that that's good and secure, because the magnet is really strong. So it's gonna pull that. If it's not completely dry, it'll pull it apart. So and then all I do is I just snip off all the longer threads, because I want it to be scrappy looking, but I don't want it to be threads all over the place. So I'll just snip off all these threads that are poking out, and it'll get more threads and you'll poke them off, but after a while it'll stop fraying, and then just looks really cool, kind of a scrappy looking bracelet. All right, I did tell you we would do another stringing of the 2-hole button. We're gonna do this little butterfly. Okay, for this butterfly, we're going to use a little bit thicker cording. I'm going to try to do this on camera. We're just going to fold our cording in half, poke it through. Oh, I don't know if I can. The cording might be a little bit thick. Hang on 1 minute. I'm going to grab a needle. Okay, I was looking for a beading needle, but seems I don't have any. So I've taken this piece of wire, and this is kind of a good thing to teach you too, is that sometimes you just gotta improvise. So I've just taken a piece of wire, and I fold my wire in half and loop my elastic around it. And then I'll just feed the end of my wire through my button, through the back of my button, and we'll pull it through. Look at that. Okay, and you know, that's what I wanted to, it's kind of good that I didn't have a beading needle, because it, getting back to what I was talking about before, this is supposed to be simple jewelry. Simple, easy to do jewelry. And sometimes you just have to improvise. So there we go. We've gotten through the back. Pull our elastic through, and then we're just going to tie it off. Okay, quick, simple, easy. Right over left, oh yeah, there's the end, and left over right. Glue all over my fingers. Story of my life. Pull that to the end here, because I only cut about 12 inches or 14 inches, so this one's going to be a little bit closer to what you're going to want. Of course, you can try that on your wrists, see if that's going to work for you. This simple knot, pull it nice and tight, and this is a little bit thicker cording, so I would definitely put a little dab of glue on that one. You just happen to have some glue handy. Nice and tight. Cute little button bracelets. They're so cute. They look so good when you stack, different ones up, one up on another. Oh, look at my little wire stuck to my bracelet. I like to wear stacked bracelets. Anyway, don't want to say anyway. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. I look forward to teaching you more in the future. Next week, we're going to be working on some Christmas presents, so my kids may not want to tune in if they want to be surprised for Christmas, because we're going to be working on some fun Christmas projects. You guys, like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow. Ding on that little bell in the corner so that I know you're getting notified when I post a new video. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day.